Hello, we're here in Sri Lanka in a Buddhist temple in Environnement. We have a special guest here who is Omalpe Sobitha Thero. He is a Buddhist monk and is the high priest of this temple. Hello. Can you start?
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you for questioning me. So, you want me to know who am I?
Yes.
So simply, as what you have already introduced, I am a Buddhist monk. Simply a Buddhist monk.
And at what age did you decide to become a Buddhist monk, and why?
It was 11 years when I decided. It was 10 years. Then when I was 10, then I decided myself. Actually, I have been attracted by the monks, those behavior of the monks, their services, their dedication, their way of life, their movement, and everything attracted by me. So then, even I can remember when I was 5 years or 4 years old time, I acted just like a monk. I remember, and also my parents and the other siblings also enjoyed so much about my behavior. Then I acted. I just walk like a monk, and I wore like a monk, and using bedsheet and those things. And then using certain views, I use as the traditional fan. So that maybe it is affinity. Affinity. We understand and believe that there are many such lives we have been spending in the past. So I think it was affinity related to those past lives here. So this life also I decided like that. Then it was a decision taken by me myself. It is against my mother particularly. At the time my father already passed away when I was 7. My mother did not permit me to go to the temple and become a monk. So then I had to threaten him in certain innocent way. So I climbed up a tree in front of the house. It was such a stronger decision. I called the mother and I threatened the mother. Would you give me a permission to go to the temple? I don't want to come back home. Otherwise, if you don't permit me, I jump down from this tree. So it was about 30 feet like. It was a moringa tree in front of the house. Mother was so afraid of, and then she worshipped like this. She paid respect like this. My Buddha Puta, she cried that way. So then please come down, don't jump up, don't jump down. Please come and then go to the temple. I fetch you to the temple. And then with that permission I came down, climbed down. But still mother did not fetch me to the temple. Then I ran to the grandfather. He was devoted Buddhist. At the time he was maybe about 90 years old, my grandfather. Then I went to the grandfather, and grandfather took me to the temple. And then it was 10 years old at the time. Then had the monastic training about 1 year. Then ordained. It was my own decision. It was my own wish. I thought there is no any deep philosophy behind. The attraction, the monk's behavior, monk's way of life, and their way of talking, way of giving sermons and chanting, recitation, and the people used to pay respect, the monk, so on. Yeah, it is. That is the way. That is how I came to the temple.
Wow, it's quite a story. And so now, how long has it been since you became?
58 years. Yeah. 58 years now after the ordination. Yeah. 58 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, of course. Half a century. Half a century. We have come such a long way. Yeah.
What projects are you working on in this temple now?
Yeah, many projects. First and very important thing is the spiritual development of the people. And then before we concern about the people's development, we must behave ourselves, we must have our own self, our own code of ethic, and then it is called moral code, disciplinary code, and our own way of monk's life. While we are conducting our own self, we are also conducting various projects for the sake of the people. Now we are having this Bhikkhu training center, monks training center. Here now there are altogether 48 monks are residing here in. They are studying, we are giving facilities, all the facilities for them with the help of our devotees. And then beside that, we have 4 Sunday schools and 3 kindergartens and 4 orphanages, 2 old age homes, 2 special educational centers, and then again handicap home. And then we are also conducting another particular service, sexually abused girls center for the sexually abused girls, that means young mothers. Yeah. Again, that animal welfare works also conducted. And we save those cattle, cows from the slaughterhouses, letting them live for their life until the natural death. We are conducting the cattle sanctuary. Cattle sanctuary, I think it is for the first time in the country we started. People used to save those cattle from the slaughterhouses and various such disasters, violences. Then they used to give them to us. We protect them in that particular place. We are having that cattle sanctuary in Kovalada. By now there are about 110 by now. So then we treat them, we feed them. So on. Many such services we are conducting.
Yes. These are all wonderful projects.
Yeah.
You're helping so many people,
And then animals also.
and the animals.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very inspiring, all of this.
Thank you.
Can you tell us? Forgot the order of the questions. Can you tell us what is the goal of a Buddhist monk?
Okay. Yeah. First and very important thing is being monk. It is voluntary step. Voluntary. There is no any social force or family influence or whatever. It is the total voluntary work. And then, as a monk, my aim of this life is to live happily as much as possible, with satisfaction. And from the beginning, I have never spent any single minute of disappointment being a monk. Yeah. I thought it is the good and very important decision I have taken without any other's force. So I am happy with the decision. And then the goal of a monk is, first of all, one must develop himself. Development should be achieved within. That development, according to the Buddhist way of life, the development is the spiritual development, achieving wisdom. And then there are such a long process. There is a long process for that. But at first, prepare his own ground. One must behave well according to the disciplinary code which has been imposed by the Buddha. Buddha delivered a certain disciplinary rules and regulations, and then which is relevant to the Buddhist monk. And then I try my best to follow the instructions that the moral code. By that way, I morally improve, and also with meditation and mindfulness, I try to develop myself within. That means keeping mindfulness through meditation. And then, so once you are satisfied with your own self, then there will be a natural force. There will appear the natural force to distribute that message to the others. The happiness what I have had, the satisfaction what I have had, it is my duty to distribute them to the others, and also give the chance to the others also achieve peace and satisfaction within himself. And then we are having very big power, ability, energy. That energy should be used for the well-being of the others. Whatever way, you must do that, because Buddha, at the beginning of his mission, he has given advice to the monks, his followers, disciples. Charata bhikkave charikam bahujana hitaya bahujana sukhaya, that is his own language, the Pali language, which has been used by the Buddha. Go forth, O monks, for the sake of the others, for the well-being of the others, and work for their well-being. And that is what Buddha says. That well-being we have to verify. What is well-being mean? Yeah, it may be spiritual well-being, but before that, you must have some material well-being also. Without material well-being, that means material satisfaction, material gain to conduct your own life. Spiritual development will never be taken place. Therefore, monks should pay attention to both the sides. Spiritual development, yes, but for that there must be a proper ground. Proper ground. We must try to prepare the proper ground for the people to live in. That means legal society, moral society, and then of course morality must be prevailed in the society, if there is no morality, the life will be endangered. Life will not be a proper place and life will never be safe. And then morality must be established. Therefore, monk should dedicate his life to prepare the moral background in the society, not only in the personal scale, but wholesale, whole the society. Then we have to work with certain areas, certain power units. Yeah. So the monk's purpose, the life of the monks, the main purpose is to develop ahimsa, spiritual, then give the message to the people, prepare the moral background, and then prepare the moral background which paves the way for their spiritual development.
I think a lot of people are searching for this, have more inner peace, more happiness. But for you, what does it mean and what does it look like to lead a happy life?
Yeah, happiness means the satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
The opposite way of happiness is suffering. Suffering means unsatisfactoriness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unsatisfaction or dissatisfaction?
Dissatisfaction.
Right? Unsatisfaction. Dissatisfaction.
Dissatisfaction.
Okay,
Yes.
there is no satisfaction. And then, happiness means, of course, satisfaction. Satisfaction with the available resources. And satisfaction paves the way for happiness. Buddha, again we have to quote from the Buddha, Santussa Kocha Subharocha and so on in Karniyametta Sutta. Buddha has given us, look for satisfaction with the available resources, with lesser and lesser property, lesser and lesser belongings. The life must be simple. Arrange your life as much as possible, the most simplest way. If you can conduct that simple way of life, actually that is the achievement of satisfaction. And then it is the way for happiness. Less duties and then have your own free time and also satisfy with limited resources, and then day by day you must do something for the sake of the others and for the well-being of the others. Do something and then you can munch it. Munch means think. Oh, I have done such a good deed. I have helped those people. Those people have been helped by my effort. Then at the end of the day, if you can recollect, I have been doing such and such good deeds, then daily you will have a happy sleep. You will have a very sound sleep. Then the very good symbol of the happy life is having a sound sleep at the end of the day. So happiness means living with satisfaction and tolerance, bearable, unbearable, and then tolerance and satisfaction. And these are simply what I understand. So try our best to achieve
talk about having less, living with less things and having more of a simple life. And I've heard a lot in Buddhism about attachment. Is it, when we say that attachment causes suffering, is it attachment to things or to something else? So does it really cause suffering to be attached to something?
Of course. Attachment is the most powerful incident or happening or practice what we are having with, which destroys our happiness. And then as far as possible, if you can lead a life without attachment or lesser attachment, that means you are near to the eternal peace or eternal happiness. Maybe attachment gives you certain happiness and satisfaction, but it is for the very limited period of time. If you want to achieve the proper happiness and satisfaction, we must, it is not easy, we must lesser the attachment. Lesser the attachment, higher the happiness. And then attachment, yes, of course, without attachment you can't lead a life. Monk life or any other lay people or household life. It is not easy to conduct a life without attachment. Attachment is there, but we also must understand why suffering, why we cry, why we lament and weep. Each and every time you feel moody, each and every time you feel unhappy, that is because of attachment. Simply, that is the attachment. Okay, as an example, you separate from your attached people. Separation gives you suffering. Why separation gives you suffering? Because of the attachment. Die, someone died. Someone died, you don't care. Someone died, you take care. You care so much. Someone died, you just, oh, is it happened like that? Even not only one person, sometime in certain place, okay, we just read the news. You watch the news, a certain country or flood, hundreds of people die. It is just a news only. We don't care. But at your home, a puppy died. A small doggy died. You cry. Not because of the death. Death is everywhere. Why we cry? Because of attachment. And then, if it is happened to your near and dear one, your relative, oh, it was a very big shock. Why we cry? Why we be unhappy and disappointed? That is because of attachment. So, attachment, yes, it is a living force, but it gives us unsatisfactoriness, dissatisfaction, or whatever unhappy feeling. Therefore, according to the Dhamma, the delivered by the Buddha, he says, lesser the attachment, higher the happiness. Yeah. So, this is the truth. Yeah. Attachment, always, there is no exception. Attachment always brings unhappy feelings, suffering. Yes.
So, in Buddhism, how do you let go of these negative feelings you were talking about, such as suffering and fear, anger, sadness? How do you let go of all these painful emotions?
Yeah. According to Buddhism,
Yes.
Manasa Samvaro Sadhu, control and discipline and subdue your mind and mental faculties. That controlling or disciplining or somewhat it is subdue. Mentality, if it is not disciplined well, those mental forces arises within and it appears to be an emotion. Emotion is strong mental faculties which was not controlled. Whatever emotion, it is harmful. Emotion is the erosion. It is just like volcano. It is volcano. It is volcanic erosion. When the mentality erosion, there appear fire, just like volcano fire. Then within ourselves, that fire is recognized as emotion. Whatever way emotion is harmful, it should be controlled, subdued and disciplined. There is no emotionless steps which lead us for a good result. And then liking and willing, determination, it's okay. It is totally different than that mental faculty. Then resolution, wishes, enthusiastic work, yes, there is. But the mental emotions are to be controlled. Anger, aversion, hatred, all those we think that negative emotions. Not only that, love, affection, right? Also emotions. Still, it is the same mental erosion, whether it is good or bad, emotion is leading us to a suffering and more suffering. Yeah. When we are trying to control emotions and then convert into determination or resolutions.
How does positive emotions like love, how can that be negative for us? I don't quite understand this.
Yeah. Love, of course, we think it is good. Of course, it appeared to be good. But at last, what happened? Love is having certain selfish desires. Selfish desire. I just say I love you, but there is a condition. Right? Without condition, you cannot love. If you can, that is the great thing. It is called loving kindness. It is not love. Love means always having certain point of conditions. I love you, you love me. Otherwise, you don't say, I love you. If you say someone, if you express your love to some other people, you are expecting the same thing from the others also. But it is that love is emotion again. And then if you find that fellow does not return the things what you want, where is your love? Quickly it will be transferred to anger. You don't love me, right? Oh, why not? Then I feel angry. That anger pointing me to suffering. Then you cry. Why you cry? You expect something from them. Even your children, your son or daughter, your lover, your husband or your partner, okay, spouse. All of you are having certain conditions each other. Unsigned, but conditions, strong conditions. Therefore, how you love not to be worried. You can love. How? You must love without conditions. That is called metta in Buddhism. Metta is, actually metta, the word cannot be translated to get that real meaning into English, but we just add other suffix. Okay? Loving kindness, prefix and suffix. We take the word love, kindness, loving kindness. That means unconditional love. Okay?
Is it possible to have this unconditional love with your partner or a close friend?
Yeah. Actually, if it is possible, it is possible. If you can do that, you can love to everyone without worry. That love always brings happiness, right? Okay, then sometimes, some people, just certain animals, okay, we give them food. Do they say thank you? No. We just give them food and they eat and run away. And take the food and run away. There are so many monkeys here. They never worry about just to say hello or say thank you and no. But what happened? Giving a banana to a monkey, we feel happy. Right? How we can happy? Because I can understand how he is happy. That fellow very, very happy. He take the banana and run. And we can also look at him, he is very fondly eating. Right? But he never do any word at least, even a look at you, even no words given in return, right? But I happy, why? Compared to any other happiness, okay? The people come, some people come, I give you something, I give him something. If he doesn't say thank you, I feel unhappy. What a ungrateful person. What an ungrateful person he is. He did not say thank. Actually, I spoil everything. As an example, I gave him very delicious food, but I spoiled and put the poison into the food. Why? I feel unhappy. I feel unhappy because he did not return me at least words. Then I feel very unhappy. That means putting poison into that delicious food. That means that food is in vain.
Yes.
You wasted that food. I mean, it is mentally you put poison into that food. Ayo, what an ungrateful person he is, I just wasted my food. He is such a very bad person. Like that, right? See, the happiness comes through not with attachment. Happiness comes through with such kind feeling, kindness. Let there be happiness with him by my own acts, own activity. Let he be happy. And having seen he is happy, then a reflection comes to me, the effect on me. So love is, I say, always pave the way for attachment. Attachment and love together, they are demanding so many things, so many conditions. I love you. You also must do this and that way, you behave like this, you dress like this, you must eat like this, you must do like. You don't go there, you don't look at him, you don't speak such and such words. Many regulations, right? Then unwritten regulations. Actually, you do not know what your lover wanted you to do. But he is having a very big list. You are having very big list on him. That the poor fellow behave here and there, but he does not know what the conditions imposed by you. Ultimately, what happens? You feel unhappy. And then others also feel unhappy. Ultimately what? Suffering. And then story, at the time of the Buddha, there was a very devoted king, Kosala. He had that lady, his queen. One day, the king came to the Buddha and made a big complaint against his wife. Venerable Sir, I am today very unhappy. Why, king? You are very unhappy. I find what a cruel lady she is, my wife. She is such a cruel lady. Why? She doesn't love me. Buddha asked, how do you know? What is the reason? Then the king explained the story. Last night, I had a long and lovely talk with my wife. So then, I asked her, questioned her, to whom do you love utmost? She said, I love myself. She said. Then, king was very unhappy to listen to those words. Because why? King had unwritten laws and regulations on her. King actually expected some other words. As you know, what the word king expected? King expected, I love you, my dear, to you. I love utmost to you, my dear, my honey, and so on. He wanted to hear such words from her mouth. Actually, these are the words expected by the husband. Unfortunately, that lady did not say like that. Actual thing. She said, I love myself. Then king asked, you don't love to me? No, sir, I am very sorry. Utmost love, it is to me. Then king was so worried about it. Then complained to the Buddha, Venerable Sir, I gave her so and so jewelries, dresses, and very delicious food. all the comfortable life, but this ungrateful lady, she doesn't love me. Then Buddha said, okay, king, she's okay, not to worry. She's right, she is correct. She did not use those meaningless words. She is correct. Then king was very surprised to hear the answer from the Buddha. Then Buddha explained, of course you must love yourself first. It is the nature. Your life is more important to you. You may say this and that, actually it is not the truth. Actually, it is good that you must love yourself first before you love to the others. If you love, okay, you love. If you want to gain happiness through love, practice unconditional love, not with condition. So the attachment, love, is the two faces of the same coin. Therefore, attachment, love brings always unsatisfactoriness. This is the truth. Yeah.
It's quite amazing to see love in that way. Most people think love, it's very happy, positive, but it's true that, and we expect a lot of the people that we love. And it's interesting to see that we put too much pressure on those people and they didn't ask for it. And yes, that causes pain for both people because they want to be satisfied and the other person didn't know what the other person wanted. So this is quite important to think about, I think, to become happier in your relationships and all the types of relationships. Yes. But when someone actually comes and hurts you, physically or mentally, that's much harder, I think, to understand how you can accept, how do you forgive this situation?
Such situation is very critical and also very difficult situation. If someone harm me, insult me, I try my best to forgive. But I myself also not always successful. And then at least I compel to teach him a lesson at least. And then my way of reacting is, I want to teach him a lesson. I want him to teach a lesson that he has done wrong. Until he surrender, until he understand the truth, I try my best to make him understand. If I am wrong in that point, I of course surrender myself. I say, please apologize me, I am wrong. I always do that. Even small children, these small monks can point out certain wrong things in my life. If they pointed out the real point, I surrender. I surrender. And then, by that way, let me also to correct you. I let you correct me, and also let me correct you. So on, vice versa. And then, of course, the real practice is just forgive. It is very difficult mental exercise. I try my best. Still, I try my best to correct the others by revealing them the real truth. It is the practical thing is just give up and then forgive and mind your own business, not to worry about those past things. That is the best thing, yes. But in certain personal problem can be easily forgotten. But if someone is harming to the community, if someone is harming to the social system, that is more grave and more heavier and deeper, more grave the effect. Therefore, I myself always come forward to correct something. For my own problem, I can forget it. If someone hit me or scold me in person, okay, I can just forgive and forget. But if someone is blaming to the Buddha, blaming to the traditions and the way of the Dhamma, if someone accuses, it is more important than my personal experience. Then I come forward quickly to correct that wrong accusation, such a wrong people. I come and correct them with kindness, love and kindness, not to harm him, but to help him, correct him. And certain people are actually, as an example, those criminals, some culprits, criminals, wrongdoers, they are harming the society so much, harming the young people so much. And in such situation, we come forward to correct them, not to take revenge, not because of anger or aversion, actually out of kindness, we come forward. Yeah.
And so you're talking about the wrongdoings that touches everyone. Do you think that with the destruction we're causing on our planet, with the environment, do you think this is also affecting our happiness worldwide?
Of course. Directly it affected. Directly. Because that the environment is not a particular subject which is separated from the human being. Fauna and fauna, you see? These the trees, creepers, and water streams, air, and also animals and human beings. They are not separate subjects. They are all interrelated. Interrelated. All these environmental factors are interrelated. All of them are helping for my life. If I want to conduct a happy life, actually my family members helping me. My relatives and friends, they also help me for my satisfaction, my happy life, happiness. I can conduct my life properly with the help of the others. I cannot live alone. I am a gregarious person. I am an interrelated person. So, not only human being, as an example, I am using this chair. That is because of help of some other people, maybe 100, more than 100 people involved in this chair. I am in this comfortable sitting now because of the involvement of hundreds of people until this furniture come to this place. And then ultimately tree also. And then how the tree grows with the help of that environmental factors. So on, if I think about each and every drop of water, each and every particle of the air, all are related. All are helping for my life. If something is disabled, that means affected to me. It is just like disabled, my finger disabled, my hand disabled, then it is affected to myself. Same way, the environmental factors are relating to my life, and also it cause for long-term suffering. Long-term suffering. And it is very much appear. I am having my food because of the environment. I am having this proper air, breathing. It's the most valuable thing to conduct my life. Most valuable energy, the oxygen. It gives by the environment. The trees are machines, just like each and every tree is a machine. It produces oxygen and reduce carbon dioxide, right? So they are machines. They are friends of ours. Without you, friend, this mango tree here, don't care about that tree is giving us mango fruit. It is not so important, but so much service is provided by the tree for my proper living. Therefore, environmental disaster is affecting on human being, and also it is affecting for my suffering. It is leading. Environmental disaster is very cause. It becomes very, very important cause for the human suffering.
Do you think that with everything moving so fast in our society, that is also affecting our happiness and our capacity of finding inner peace?
Again, ask the question, I could not get it well.
Do you think everything is moving very fast nowadays? We have more technology, we get to places faster, we always want more things to make life easier. And do you think that the fact that everything is just moving so fast now, we're so dependent on technology, do you think all of this is affecting the way we find happiness?
Of course. This consumerism now prevail and also invade in whole the society. Consumer society. Consumer society, consumerism is destroying our satisfaction always, and also destroying our happiness, because we become more and more busier. We become more enthusiastic, more and more. Actual thing is I can do 10 works a day, but because of this consumer system and that so-called sophisticated items, electronic items, I try to complete 100 jobs. Yeah, I run very fast. With this I don't say those material development is not good, but of course we must carefully use and consume these facilities. And then therefore mindfulness is very important. Not to be slaves for the material development, not to be slave, but we must be able to make those items my slaves. I should not be the slaves of those items, what you call modern development, modern mechanism, and the technologies and so many things. And if we handle them properly, mindfully, actually we can use them, we can achieve our target. But the consumerism is very harmful. We must handle them. We must associate this social so-called development with mindful. Otherwise, it brings always unsatisfactoriness. Yeah.
And what do you think is the biggest challenge we have for our generation right now?
Biggest challenge, social media. Social media, computers, and then those uncontrolled development creating very harmful effects. Everything must be controlled. And then, first of all, the moral society, the morality is very important. And then modern technology is actually people, just like a razor, razor means sharp knife, sharp knife. If the razor is given to a monkey, what happened? The razor, that monkey does not know the harmfulness of the harm of this particular item. It cut himself and cut the others. Same way, this modern technology is just like a razor in the hand of a monkey. If we do not go through moral code, people take this as a very, very bad, powerful weapon. And that is what we can see. The moral degradation of the society is actually because of this development, what you call, those technology and those things. And then most harmful thing, the social media, and then again this politics, selfish politic system is also very harmful to the society. And then another thing is religious fanaticism, very harmful to the society. Religion okay, but religious fanaticism, extremism is very harmful. It is always mixed with politics. And then these are the very, very harmful things in the society. However, we must we must try our best to control the system and then make it better. And then, but still we have to live with what to do. First and very important thing is to understand the reality, what is going on.
It's, I think especially for younger people are very influenced by what they see, by all the messages, and it's affecting highly how we think, and not how we would think if we thought about, our inner voice, but we listen too much to other people's voices, and sometimes it can cause harm. Yes. So, if you had to give a message to the people from around the world on how to find inner peace and happiness, what would you tell them?
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
Many things. Practice mindfulness. Practice mindfulness. This is a very important message. And then we Buddhists, we are practicing and trying to achieve the ultimate goal, which is called Nibbana, which means ultimate happiness or eternal peace. And then it can be achieved in this life through mindfulness. And then the first step of this path is recognized as Sammaditthi, proper understanding, correct understanding, right understanding. Then understanding is very important. And then when you understand things, it should be based on four great qualities, four great virtues. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha. Metta means loving kindness. Karuna means compassion. Third one, Mudita, is sympathetic joy. Fourth one is equanimity. And these are the great qualities of human being. If we work on the base of these four qualities, it will be always producing good results. Whether you are a religious person, whether you are any other politician or any other businessman, you are a teacher or whatever, doctor, and then these are the four main qualities our life must be based on. And then this is the message: do whatever you want, act whatever your way, but you always must responsible for these qualities to always bear up, to practice. And then think before you act. Maybe it is a religious ritual, or people are very religious people, very religious people, but violating these four things. You may think it is love, but it is against compassion. It is against that sympathetic joy. And then love, as we explained, unconditional love. Compassion is your heart feeling, having seen the others suffering. Others are suffering now. Okay, you must have such feeling. Attract you by that side, and then you are drawn to that side, and you are compelled, insisted to help those people. And then it is against that selfish idea. Because certain religious people, they think that they work for their own program, for their own plan and agendas. I want to be born in the heaven, having done such and such thing, I be born. So it is selfish. I can achieve whatever good result, but at the same time I must think that whether it is suffering to the others. If it is not good for the others, better not to do. By killing someone, I can't achieve anything good. If you think that you can achieve certain good things by giving suffering to the others, it is totally wrong. There is no such religion. Therefore, we are responsible for our own work. We are having accountability for our own work. Then do whatever you want, but with those four ways. Loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. Sympathetic joy means having seen the other's success, be happy. Very difficult thing. Those people they are well developed and they are very rich and they are very good, and having seen such things, I feel some unsatisfaction, and also I feel jealousy, grudge, like that. It is wrong. So equanimity means facing to the real situation of the society and the world. That means gain and loss, fame and ill fame, suffering and happiness. And all those feelings are interrelated. I have to face it. I have no right to expect all the positive things. No, cannot. If you want positive things, you also have to expect for the negative things also. Then today you laugh, tomorrow you may cry. Both the same nature. Accept, not to be worried, not to disappointed. And then these are the qualities which has to be followed. By that way, we can achieve our target in the proper way. This is what society must understand. Yeah.
Well, thank you for answering all these questions. Thank you for coming here for this. And it was wonderful. And thank you for listening today. And hope we'll be able to have you on camera again.
So thank you, Brittany, and then Enid. So having this opportunity, you invited me to have such a discussion. Then thank you. Eye-opening discussion. Thank you. Wish you all the best.